guys, today I'm out here, I'm going to be riding the Magna today, kind of talking about it. I apologize in advance for the audio. I'm recording it in the most jank way. Basically, I've got a headset in my helmet that's recording to my phone because of an entire story that I'm about to get into. But anyway, it's just the most beautiful day out here. It's October 6th today. October 5th today. It's November 5th today. So I have no idea how this audio is going to turn out. The microphone is mostly for phone calls, so no idea how it's going to turn out, but I just wanted to make a video explaining pretty much my dealings with GoPro tech support. I've got a pretty much brand new GoPro Hero 11 that I've been using to make most of these videos. But anyway, yeah, there's a USB-C cable instead of a microphone slot, basically, so you need to buy an adapter. This adapter is not working with the Hero 11. I've been on customer support like 5 or 6 times. They already sent me a new adapter and that still didn't work. So this last time that I've been on support with them, we ended up at the point of I have to send in the camera. I have to send in the GoPro, this one right here, for them to essentially just send me a new one. And I asked the guy on the tech support, I was like, let me put a credit card on file, and then you send me the new one, and when I get the new one, I'll send the old one, and then if I don't send it, charge the credit card, which is like, I feel like other companies definitely do that. He was like, no, we can't do that, it's policy, so I just won't have the camera for like 2 to 3 weeks, which I think is going to suck, and it's kind of a stupid way to handle it, but that's kind of beside the point. But I've got an entire microphone in this helmet, besides the one that you're listening to right now, that has, like, it's a nicer microphone, it's made for this, and I just can't use it, which is super unfortunate. However, I think this is gonna work. There's a chance I have to scrap all this. I think it's gonna work enough to just make a video kind of explaining what is going on with the microphones, because I really mostly bought the GoPro and all the setup for doing this, for recording on my street bike. Anyway, now that we kind of went over what's going on with the GoPro stuff, I could talk a little bit about this bike. Oh, there's nothing like that. So this is a 1998 Honda Magna. And I was looking for a street bike for a while. I was looking at mostly cruisers, and I was looking at the Yamaha V-Star. Like, there was an 1100 Midnight Edition that it was for sale that I was kind of drooling over. I thought that would be a super cool bike. But then I ended up seeing this one for sale, and I'm sure anybody who's watching a moto vlog video right now knows who Do It With Dan is. And I used to watch him when I was way younger, and he had that Magna, and I'm pretty sure it was a 98. It's like the same bike as this. And I had watched so many hours of him riding that Magna, and he got it all turned into a bobber and stuff. So I was pretty excited when I saw that for sale, just because I had felt familiar. Just this view is familiar to me because I had spent hours watching it when I was younger, before I could even drive. Today I'm just kind of going over, the bike and what it's like to own in 2022. But this is a very interesting bike from what I know about it, and from the few other bikes that I've ridden. This bike is not really like anything else. It's kind of a combination of a bunch of stuff. The engine is a V4. And it's a very, very similar V4 that the Honda put in their VFR. The VFR 800 is a famous bike from Honda. I need to get some gas really bad. So the engine is similar to more of a race bike engine in a way. I mean, the thing redlines at, I think, 9,700 RPM. It definitely, you definitely ride it different. The low end torque of the V-twins is where you get all your power, and on this thing, you kind of rev it out to get that power, and it has a good amount of power. When Honda discontinued this bike, which it was early 2000s, they discontinued it. They released their VTX 1800 at the same time, and this bike was actually faster than their VTX 1800. That was, of course, a V-twin. This is the V4, but this is a 750cc. That's an 1800cc, so the engine's different. It's a whole different animal. It's actually kind of interesting because people think, oh, these are just like a very small bike. The 750 sounds like a relatively small bike, but it's just kind of an enigma. And then on top of that, the handling of this bike is really interesting. So it's got mid controls instead of the forward controls you're used to on a lot of cruisers. It's pretty responsive. It's like almost twitchy compared to other cruisers. You can put it down either direction wherever you want it to go. It's just responsive. It's a very, very interesting bike. I'm super happy with it. I think I kind of fell into this by accident. Like I said, I was looking for those Yamahas, and I don't think I would have been as happy for as long with those Yamahas. This thing is awesome. I've actually done a couple pretty long trips with it. One of my favorite trips I went on was a solo trip up to Virginia, and I was getting this is the original fairing off of, there was a year of the Magna that they called it the Deluxe, I think, and the Deluxe came with the fairings on them, and this is an original Honda part that some guy just had around from forever ago when he had a Magna before. So I just loved the fact that it's original Honda parts. And there's our guest. So being a carbureted bike, this bike has a petcock. I just switched into reserve, and you can see 100 miles on my trip. So yeah, 100 miles on the trip is not very long. That's one of the complaints about this bike that everybody has, is that the tank is tiny. That's probably my biggest complaint about the bike, is I just wish the tank was a tiny bit bigger. Just get me to even get me to 120 miles before I hit reserve would be better than 100. You get to 100 way faster than you think you would. So I'm just filling this bike constantly, and on longer trips, I'm always the guy who has to stop. Because every time it's me who has to refuel. Which, there's positives and negatives to everything, and that's not really a horrible negative for some of the positives that come along with riding this bike. Besides that, I've got I got a Corbin seat for it off of Craigslist that I found for $40. And it's a super nice seat. That's kind of the cool thing about owning a bike that's this old, is you can, if you look around for long enough, you can find people who have had parts for these bikes for so long they don't even know the value of them anymore. They don't even care. They forgot they had it, and they're just trying to get rid of junk in their garage. And I've gotten a lot of parts for this bike actually doing that, and it's been very convenient for me. Yeah, and I got these exhaust pipes I got for $100. They're not even a big brand. I think they were somebody's garage shop where they were just making exhausts, because I can't find anything about them on the internet, and they're super loud, but I kind of like it that way. Hopefully I'll be making a lot more videos on this bike once I get my microphone set up properly. Like I said, I don't even know how this one's going to sound. It might be horrible. I tested it out very briefly, and it sounded like you could hear what I was saying, but it just wasn't what I wanted, and you can't really hear the bike properly, so I'm going to get it working, I promise. I just have to send this GoPro in. Hopefully I'll get a new one that works with the adapter. But we'll see. It's been a while now of me trying to get this all sorted out. And it's really frustrating. GoPro support is alright. The guys on there and ladies on there have been really, they're just doing their job. I can tell that they don't know that much about the actual cameras. I think I wish that there was a way to have a company as big as GoPro have really good tech support. I just don't know if there is. But either way, I think it's going to be sorted out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Which is a long time, but whatever. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the bike specifically in the comments, or what it's like owning one of these. Because I'm planning on making a video just going over what it's like to ride a 1998 Honda Magna in 2022. Because, I mean, with motorcycles, the technology doesn't seem to change as drastically as with like cars. Like, they're not even, like, the safety stuff isn't all changing the same way, and there's just a lot of difference between a car and a motorcycle. But 24 years is still 24 years, and like, this bike's not even fuel injected. And it's a 4-cylinder, so it's got an insane carb assembly that is actually kind of a pain to deal with. I've gone all through that carb. When I've got this bike, it wasn't running very well. And then I put the exhaust pipes on it, it was running even worse, because it just leaned it way out. But there's a whole calculator online, which jets to get. I rejetted it. It's running great now. And it's been, knock on wood, super reliable so far. There's a couple more things that it's going to need relatively soon, but otherwise I'm starting to trust it a lot. But yeah, so just let me know in the comments, do you have any questions about what it's like to ride this bike? Because I'd like to make a cool, informative video about, like I said, what it's like to ride. So anyway, guys, I'm sorry about the audio today. We'll get that sorted out, though. Don't even worry about it. Let me know what you want to see in the future, and I'm just going to stop talking for a little while and ride. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.